Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle O football system. Want to talk about phase 1 install, step 2B. We're going to talk about swipe mid zone RPO, which is the complement to split zone RPO. Again, we like to use our 3x3 install where you see we're going to do our swipe mid zone, just the RPO, the first part, first phase 1, with the Mickey concept, and we can add a skinny route there. Then phase 2, we'll go with the Pass Pro. What we're going to do is pocket pass and sprint pass, because again, we're using that outside zone blocking and route concepts there. And then step 3, phase 3, we're going to go ahead and run both the RPO and the pass, finish up with game situations. All right, so here's the swipe mid zone out of a 2x2. Where the reason it's a complement to split zone is it's going to look exactly the same with the H splitting across to the backside defensive end. But instead of the point of attack being a gut play with a backdoor cut, it's actually going to be outside zone blocking. And now the point of attack is going to be where the Hback would line up. Real simple here. We call this theme is NCA again, so it's Miners. It's going to be to the left and Mavericks to the right. Signal this is just a directional ham vertical across the chest. So again, this becomes our swipe mid zone. Again, the back is going to go ahead and quarterback run this like we do our outside zone mesh with the shuffle steps. We're going to use a Mickey RPO. That's the reason we have M words for the play call. So we're going to read the mic. If he fills play side fast, then we're looking for our A on the hot over to the Z on the glance route. You can see the play side X now has to block. This is if it's outside zone. All right, here's tape of 2x2 swipe mid zone going to the right. This is South Dakota State University. Hback is set to the right. He's going to swipe across just like split zone, kick out that left defensive end, and the back is going to go and stretch this, but then look for the cutback. So here you go. Again, the mic there is to the right, that's circled. That becomes our read key. He doesn't fill fast, he skates, because you see the backside tackle is going to go ahead and wash him across, and there's the cutback. Touchdown. So again, real simple. We're going to block swipe mid zone, same as our outside zone or stretch blocking, where we're going to far reach to the far or play side gap. Again, key point here is if you're uncovered, you're going to try to far reach to the next covered defender towards the play. If you are covered, you don't leave that man until you know and feel he's overtaken by your inside partner or offensive lineman. When we go mid zone with our steps, we're going to use the same steps as our outside zone. So again, 3 to the quarterback, but the third step now is pointing straight to the sideline. Step 4 to 5 is that read phase where the quarterback's going to shuffle 1 to 2 steps and then set up and pivot. The back here key to his technique is he's got to continue down the line to that 7th step to stretch those linebackers, and then it's going to read that tackle's block in this situation, in or out. We can also add a skinny call to this, where we go ahead and the front side X is added into the RPO. Now we just put our hands in the prayer sign. Let's pray for post. We still do our directional hand on the chest for our swipe mid zone. And this would be a minors 2 because, again, now the quarterback's going to read the number 2 defender, which is the ox safety on this. If he's starting to fill fast, then we'll go ahead and throw the skinny up top. Again, we've got to understand the full concept. We can run swipe mid zone weak away from the Hback. And again, the Hback is responsible for the backside defensive end. So we should simply do a cutoff or a J-path block here. Again, this would be swipe mid zone out of a 3x1. What's nice about this is great when you have teams that overload to your 3 receiver side. We're going to go ahead and run our mid zone weak. H is going to go ahead and block that defensive end to the backside on the right. And now we get the A and the Z receiver in the Mickey concept for the RPO. You can add a peek call with this, again, like we do with all our backdoor plays. This is great when teams aren't honoring the H in the RPO schemes, route schemes. We simply just go ahead and do our directional hand vertical across the chest, but then we go ahead and put open hand on the face, which is going to add the H into a free release route. Quarterback now is going to go ahead again and read the will backer, and we're looking for the H and the X here off the backside. If you spread, again, we use our spread sets and spread the H out, he becomes a wide receiver by alignment, and then he is going to take the hot over route that the A would normally do. So again, you can run this out of spread sets, which is really nice, and only one person changes. But again, it's the H. Once his alignment moves him to a wide receiver, he does right wide receiver concepts. You can add counteraction to this or a jab mid zone. All we do there is add the Omaha signal, which means opposite for the back. Dart action, he's going to line up opposite where he normally would be. That's just both hands in the letter O, and then we do our normal mid zone swipe, hand across, vertically across the chest. This would be, again, no verbals needed with the Omaha, only the back and the quarterback need to know. And we still have now our same Mickey read with the X on the glance route. What's nice about this is you install this mid zone or you install the stretch outside zone. You're both doing outside zone blocking. So this is why we like to incorporate our sprint out pass protection, which is exactly the same. The key point here now is we just go from the Ozzy call that we've used to Ozzy Pro, telling the lineman they are not going to go downfield with this. Again, key point, the Hback and his block needs to replace the H receiver. And the key there is getting fast up to the line of scrimmage and outside the offensive tackle wherever he goes. You're going to look to help set the edge on the defensive end, but ultimately responsible for any SAM or edge blitz. Here then would be, again, our now stretch screens that we incorporate with this. Ram to the right, that tells the offensive line they're going to use their Ozzy Pro to the right. Again, key with bubbles, the receiver closest to the quarterback always runs the bubble screen. So in this case, it's the H and the A, and we have mirrored routes. Quarterback is going to look for free access side, can throw it either way, does not have to be locked into the directional call. In this diagram, he call his Ram to the right, but he's got free access to the right, so we throw it to the A receiver. Here then you can see we can use it with our sprint out pass game. Again, this would be a spikes ray. Again, spikes telling us we're going to run a sprint and we're going to run a snag. It's a minor league baseball team. Ray means we're doing Ozzy Pro to the right. Real simple, Z runs a 3-step quick corner, A runs a shadow pivot route, and H on the arrow. This is a snag concept where we're looking for the Z first up over top of the cat, H in the flats to A in the hole with the X receiver running an over route to open grass for a check down. Trips right, spikes right. You can also run this out of 2x2 and then free release to get the back if that's a person you want to get the ball to in the flats. And we just change this from a spikes ray to a spikes robo now is a call, which is our call for solo protection. Linemen are still doing Ozzy Pro to the right, but again, there's no help with a B or an H on the edge there with that right tackle. Same thing, we're looking for the Z over top, B to the flats, A in the hole, with the H and the X now running overs for checkdowns. Last, we can use our Screen Pass Pro here. And what's nice about this is we use one blocking scheme. For all our screens, we just change the tempo from fast to slow. What's going to happen with all our screens, the tackles stay big, locked on, and the guard, center guard are the pullers. So if you look at the left diagram, Southern is the keyword. We use a prefix with this, Southern Phoenix. So we're going to go ahead and run this to the left. The guard is going to hit and pull to the number 2 defender. The center is going to pull to the Sam, and the backside guard is going to pull flat to the Mike. All right, so here's our read screen. It's our fast screen or a screen pass option. We're going to use south, the screen cue, Southern, and then line to the left, so it tells us it's a fast screen. Again, the left tackle is going to stay big and far reach to his left. The left guard is going to hit and pull flat to the GOAT, number 2. Center is going to pull flat to the Sam, and this backside guard, right guard, is going to pull flat to the Mike. The right tackle, also with fast screen, is going to far reach to his side, to the backside. Reason we can do this is the back is going to flare weak, and the quarterback is going to read that will linebacker. If we get outside leverage on him or he blitzes, we'll throw this to the back all day and essentially have free access with the bubble to the back side. If the will does not give up leverage, then the quarterback then just simply pivots around and throws the smoke screen to the X, where the H is blocking number 1. You can see now with mid zone, we can do a great complement to our split zone. It looks the same, but it's a great way to attack backfilling inside linebackers because we're essentially running outside zone. Simple, sound, great complement. Thanks.